Alright, welcome back folks. We're going to try this Simagic Alpha Mini direct drive on Assetto Corsa Evo. I like the physics on this game even better than AMS2, which is saying something because I really like AMS2. We're on Tourist, Nordschleife Tourist. And here's the first attempt to start the car. I don't have a button box anymore, so we're gonna have to get around that. Let's see. Is it ignition? There we go. And was it start, or what's the start button? Controls. Keyboard, mouse. Okay, we're gonna need a starter. Maybe it's under UI. Car. Yeah. I for ignition, S for starter, P for pit limiter. Okay, my usual stuff. What? Why is the graphics so bright? What the fuck? It'd be nice if when you roll this, it would roll every time. It doesn't seem like the mouse roll really works very well. Like right now, I mean, just to even get it moving, I gotta roll it like 5 times. And then it goes really fast all of a sudden. That's very strange. Okay, so brightness, exposure, I guess. No, that shouldn't be it. No, that's not it. Why does it look so fucking bright? Did they just break this game? Like, it was great. What happened? God, that takes so long for the graphics to change. That was like 20 seconds just to change to low graphics. Seems to be a problem. Yeah, that's a really slow scroll. That sucks. And then if you roll it a bunch of times, it goes really fast all of a sudden. That's fucked up. Does this look any better? So far, it feels really good. Still on cold tires, too. No, not the plow. What's up, plow? What's up, Garrett? Eddie? Nikki? Yeah, Nurburgers. Totally. So, the Christmas gifts that I got for Jacob and Izzy finally arrived, and I dropped the package over at their house this morning on my way out. So they're gonna open it up on stream later tonight, so you guys should be around for that. It's rally related, so you guys will enjoy it. Yeah, got an upgrade, Eddie. I still gotta buy a button box for this hub, but at least got the basics going. On a Simagic DD now. Living that DD lifestyle. That double D lifestyle. Banana overall. That'd be funny. How many buttons do I need? Well, I'm thinking about buying the Neo X hub from Simagic, because then I can still swap out the steering wheel whenever I want and just leave the button box on the hub all the time. I mean, I don't really need that many buttons. I survive without it all right. Yes, Agassi, how do I do it? You want to send me a link or something? Oh, that's a great report, Nikki. I appreciate that. I have heard that several times. My buddy Mike's got it. Oh yeah, I have like a Stream Deck thing. I could do something like that, but I tend to use the Stream Deck for just like pausing the music, Discord, changing scenes. I got sound effects on here that I programmed like this.
I'm not afraid. You will be. You will be.
This is gonna be the coolest party ever!
There's going to be a party for you. A big party that all your friends were invited to. I invited your best friend, the companion.
You okay, Patrick?
Finland! Back to the bit. Fucked up. Okay, let's start over again. Let's see, where is it? Restart session or back to pit lane? That'll do it. But yeah, so far so good. The wheel is fucking awesome. And starter button. Oh. Gotta turn on the electrics before the starter works. There we go. Oh yeah, let's get the top garage. This is not a lobby. I should turn that banner off. Let's get the top garage overlay sent here. Add this as a browser source. Okay. Let's try it out. Do it. I assume it's like they pop up on the screen or something. How's it work, Agassi? Oh, gate's not open. Thing's got a lot of power. What's up, Cookie? Awesome. Can't wait to see the animations then. Probably just be a couple minutes till the next one pops up. So on this game, I'm still experimenting with how the FFB works in general, and then I've got a new wheel too, so there's a lot of variables to consider right now. But so far, so good, and I haven't really done much. Like, I'm on a 1080 setup on the Simagic software, which I need to reopen because I restarted my computer. Sweet, Agassi. Awesome, awesome. I'm down, bro. Let's see, how do I do this? Devices? Yeah, here it is. Okay. So you can see that I've got this little mini window. Let me do this to simplify the view. There we go. So you got this app window. I've got maximum 5 newtons per meter. Because I don't really need 10. I don't know. My wrists just can't take it. I'm 46. What can I say? I've fucking worked hard my entire life, so my bones are beat. I've got mechanical inertia cranked way up because on a lot of these games, I find this really helps to like catch and release the wheel. Like it'll self-steer into a drift really nicely with this mechanical inertia turned way up. There's descriptions to all this stuff. I won't bore you guys with all this shit, but this is the setup that I use on every game. 1080, 100% force feedback, a little bit of smoothness, full rotation speed, a little bit of extra feedback detail, mechanical inertia all the way up, feedback frequency at 4, which, I mean, I guess I could go higher, but so far so good. So this is what I've been using on every game. So I'm not going to fuck with that at the moment. I'm just going to go into, oh, did you guys see it? Did it pop up on the, yeah, the overlay is at the front. It's on the top of the stack, Just like when you add a new source, it always goes to the top of the stack, and the eyeball is on. It should be visible. Oh, you know what I did? I when I copied the message, I copied the whole fucking thing. Hold on. Size 420 by 1080. Okay. God damn it. Just copy the link there. Okay, now it should be on the right side of the screen the next time it starts up. Yeah, I was just saying this morning that I'm all about like hanging out with people and driving and having fun, but I really, really, really hate dealing with OBS and all the other jank-ass fucking programs that you have to deal with to do this shit. All the interfaces are different. Every programmer thinks they've got it all figured out. There you go. There's my opinion about the whole thing. Did it show up? There you go. Okay, now, as I was trying to get to is there are FFB settings in the game that I'm still playing with. So I have not done much with the wheelbase itself. So there's enhancements here for curbs, road effects, tire slips, and ABS. And I don't know how important this really is for anybody. I mean, if you're not using ABS, you don't even need ABS effects, right? And then tire slip, I mean, don't we want to feel tire slip? I mean, you would think you'd want to feel some tire slip. I don't know. It kind of seems like if you don't feel tire slip, then what's the point in having FFB? Right? And then road effects. This is they're not really see G-force gain. There's a little note here on the side, like right behind my shoulder, that says G-force gain when you mouse over road effects. That doesn't tell us much. Curb effects, curb gain. Okay, so if this is all gain, if this is all extra, then maybe you don't need any of this shit, and it's just extra in case your wheel is really weak and you want to turn something up. So I think at this point I'm just going to leave it off. We're not using dynamic damping, not using damper, not using damper gain. Steering lock is at 1080. Yeah, being able to resize the overlay would be nice. Everybody's got their opinions about how that should be, of course, right? What is this? What is this? Is this my center of my view? Is this... What the fuck is this? It's like, it's highlighting my display. Whoa, you can move the display. Okay. Just, yeah. Now I can't find that circle. Where'd it go? Whatever the fuck it was. Where'd it go? There it is. I'm assuming this is like supposed to be like if you were running with motion blur or something, right? So you can see your cursor easier. Interesting. What really matters to me about this game is that the physics are really good. If you throw a car into a corner and you're sliding and you want to counter steer it, it works really nicely. It doesn't do weird shit. Like you can go like that, cancel the steer, cancel the drift, I mean. It feels the way I would expect a car to feel at this speed. Oh yeah, that makes sense, Angersy. I tend to just leave my cursor in the middle of the screen, so when I go to find it, it's where I need it, but I'm not running triples either, so I understand that. I used to have that same problem when I was running my triples too. I already tuned this car the way I wanted it on my last wheel, so hopefully this is like a pretty good comparison for me. Oh, those shakers move the mouse. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. My mouse is over here on a stool with the mouse pad on top of the stool, so it's not connected to my wheelbase in any way. But that makes sense. Look at that self-steer. Ooh, that's so nice. Good song. Classic. Are you like a reincarnated boomer, Eggersy? You listen to a lot of old music. Stuff that like my dad listens to. Not that that's a problem. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, this is a good song. My cousin and I have listened to this shit like too, because his dad was into a lot of really good old music from the 70s and Don Henley and shit like that. This FFB is still definitely a lot heavier than this GT86 has any business being. I feel like I'm driving a GT3 car, but it's just a little baby. BRZ slash GT86 slash FRS. You guys know the car. Honestly, this car is a lot like driving an M3. It's really nice. A little bit shorter, but it's got that kind of a balance to it. Woo! Afternoon delight. Whoops. That's a good time to get your thumbs out of the way. Went too far a few times in real life autocross. Try to save something after it's too far gone. Tweak my wrist. Do that 2 or 3 times and then you stop trying to do it. Okay, let's change the time of day. Go clear. And let's see, is that where we adjust the time? No, time's here. Let's do a little bit later. Let's see what they got on here now. Hey, Paul Ricard. I haven't seen that on a game in a while. Oh, what happened? Was that the wrong song? Let's see. Guess I'll do some Bathurst. Change cars here. Let's try Hurricane. I'm going to change to the D wheel. For now, till I get another hub set up, I'm just still using my old cheap-ass eBay switch. I'll just put it back on the TSPC or TSXW for the guest rig. And now that gets done. Okay, now I have to use my sequential stick because I don't have paddle shifters yet. Yeah, what song you want, man? What the fuck? Well, whatever that is, it's not playing. Yeah, it's like it loaded up podcast episode Bittersweet Symphony The Verve, and then it says local files. And yeah, it won't play. It doesn't play. It's broken. So back to Vengeant Radio and try something else. So is that song just not on Spotify for some reason? Like copyright issues, they don't want it on Spotify, or what's going on there? So what, he's able to use them on his own Spotify player, but not share it with people? That's, I don't know. That's weird. As a musician, I'm not a big fan of Spotify, but as a community member, I do find it a very convenient way to share new songs with people. Maybe that workaround is okay in your country, but not in mine. It's very interesting. Around here, everything's driven by the almighty dollar. If you don't pay, you don't play. Could be a problem with some things. Yeah, like I could see the song, it popped up. But you know, the really weird thing is it had a picture of Ren. So I don't know. The data is confused. Link was mixed somehow. That was too early. Shit. The left front tire is not as warm as the rest. We'll fix that. Okay, so this is the reason there's no music right now is I put it in the queue again to see if it would play, and it's just sitting here. It says local files underneath the thing. So maybe you need to have the music local on your hard drive and then using Spotify as a player. Local files is his Spotify name. Okay. Yeah, well it's definitely not playing here. We're going to go to the next track. Very strange. Probably regional shit. Stream bitrate too high. What the fuck? I've got this on 6000 kbps and it's saying stream bitrate too high. Ah, this fucking app. Very strange grabbing a D wheel and taking my hand off the shift. eyeballs went to the fucking chat because it got highlighted. The stream hears the what, the pop-up or what? I was going to ask you if it's got audio to it, then I should add it to my mix so I can control the volume of it. Was it too loud, or the overlay is making a noise when the car spawns? If you turn on monitor and output, then we can both hear it. Okay, I'm assuming you guys heard it, right? It's good volume. Yeah, right on. This one guy, how you doing, man? Yeah, it's great. Not the wheel. The wheel's not new. I already had this. This is the Thrustmaster Sparco 310. But the wheelbase, yes, the wheelbase is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put it on monitor, and I've just got it on the one output right now. But it's going to sound duplicated because of the way I've got everything routed the next time it comes up, but I just want to hear it once. So I'll leave it on for a minute. I have two audio devices hooked up to my streaming PC. One is the output of the machine in lieu of the motherboard, and the second audio device is the one that I have set as my monitor. And anytime any other source is routed through both of those, they're duplicated on stream because of the way that I'm using that audio beta separation, so that we can run music through the second channel on stream without it being dedicated to VOD. That's the reason we're probably going to hear it doubled. If it's not, that would be very different because everything else does it. Cookie, the pedals that you might be talking about, the TLCMs before, were the ones that were really having a problem. I'm not using those ones anymore. I rebuilt them enough times to know exactly what was wrong with it, and it's not something I can really fix. What I have been having trouble with these pedals lately is that certain applications, such as Dirt and WRC, we'll end up with a 100% always on throttle position. And I look in Windows drivers and it is not the case. So it's not the pedals, it's the software. And all I have to do is restart the game and it goes away. I don't have to unplug the pedals and I don't have to restart the computer. It's just the software itself that gets hung up for some reason. Okay, even though I hate this kind of thing, this is what we're gonna do. See this mixer over here? Outboard mixer. See my hand over here? Outboard mixer. There are 3 sources hooked up to this mixer. One is the gaming PC, one is my monitor from the OBS stream, and one is the the stream PC output itself. So what we end up getting over here on OBS is that the desktop games and everything that's okay to go through VOD goes through the main output on the stream PC. All the things that are not okay to go to VOD, such as the music or something like that, okay, so number one, I'm with you on this, Agassi, because I'm already using the one that you're talking about. The one that's built into OBS is not as functional as the one that you can get off of GitHub. Pretty sure we're talking about the same thing. So when I run the monitor into my mixer, it goes back into OBS again. My monitor is just for double checking stream quality on my end, but it sounds like a duplicate to you guys. There's definitely better ways of doing this stuff, but I don't like fucking with this while I'm streaming. So I'm going to go back to just driving and acting like everything's okay. And hopefully I get a chance to hear the chime as it, or the door slam, as you're saying, when it happens. Driving this track on this game. Looks a lot nicer than the one on AMS2. I don't know if you remember this, Agassi, but you actually helped me build my mix a while ago. And I think I'm doing it the right way. Pretty sure. A lot of guessing and checking and going back and forth, you know, listening to my own stream and making sure the sources aren't duplicated and stuff like that. We used to run off the soundboard at the venue that I worked at. We used to run a completely different multi-channel mix to the radio station across the street. And so I always had the ability to like go into the office and listen to the radio and and see how it sounded on the radio. And of course, at the board, I could listen to the multi-mix output, but then there'd still be like the ambient noise of the place that I was standing, right? So it's good to be able to go into the isolated office and listen to it. But you get what they call DCAs these days, which instead of doing like submixes like they used to do on analog boards, and like I'm doing here, you could actually do different input gain on every single channel on a multi-mix output, and you could have like one for the house, 4 for the monitors, 1 for the broadcast for the radio station, and a completely different mix for the recording. Because what you'd run into is like, you're standing in the room and you can hear the band, right? You can hear the drums, right? So the drums don't need to go through the PA that much. But then on the radio station, you would get no drums. So I'd make another mix where the drums are going through. Like it sounds like you would do in the studio, where everything's isolated, and so it all needs to be there. So doing these multiple submixes and stuff is like crucial to anybody's dream, and the win audio capture that you're talking about, that's how we do it on OBS. And I've helped a few people set it up like Kratos, you know, so that everybody can run the music they want on their VOD. Then you listen back on the VOD and it's not even there. What's really cool, so I was listening to the VOD the other day, and you could hear all of us talking, our conversations and everything, and the alerts were popping up and everything. All of it was there except for the music, which is my intended goal. There's, like, it'd be nice to run music on the VODs, but since we're not allowed to, it's nice that we can run music on live streams and not get in trouble about it. But if something has changed, what I'm putting all that down as a groundwork of saying, I think I understand how to do it. But if something has changed and I'm missing something, I would definitely want to know about it. So if you got something for me, definitely DM me. Because I am not as closed off to constructive criticism as I once was. Reason for that being, when I originally came to Twitch, it was random ass people walking in the door and telling me that it's all wrong, that everything's wrong. Right? Now, somebody like Agarseed that I've known for a long time, and I know he's got everybody's best interest at heart, I can take information and, you know, constructive criticism from somebody that I know. Random people can fuck right off with that stuff. But people that I know, no problem. I was once working at a venue, and a guy walks into the sound booth and starts telling me how to mix the stuff. And I just said, "Who are you? Do you work here?" He's like, "No, but I'm a fan of the band. I see, you know, I go to all their shows and I know what they're supposed to sound like." And I go, "Yeah, I understand. But this venue sucks for a band that loud. It's just how it is." I'm like, this is actually the best it gets. Like, I get it. You want your friend's band to sound good, but honestly, they were trying to do fucking really loud rock music in a ballroom. It was stupid. You know what? I don't even think I heard it. Is the music too loud, maybe? Click the music down another level. I might have just blended into all the car noise. I'll just see. Right now, I actually just turned down PC in my headphones, even though you guys can still hear the game. So I'll just drive silent for a while, pretend I'm driving an electric car. It's probably gonna be another 10 minutes till I hear that, right? I'm just trying to keep down the line. yeah, in general, you can give people constructive criticism without acting like you're fucking chastising them. You know what I mean? Like, it's a much better way of going about things. When folks are like, no, 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 this is all wrong. I mean, pretty much everybody gets defensive on that point, right? But, like, you know, professionals would come in the sound booth and say, hey, I work with the band, I'm their producer, I help them record their albums live. Do you mind if I do a little bit of adjustment on this and that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it, man. You ever work on one of these boards? Do you want some help? And they're like, no, yeah, I got it. I've worked on this board before. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna make sure you don't feedback, so I'm gonna be over here on the mains and do your thing. And they get in there and they start tweaking with it, and they go, man, there really is no fucking headroom here, is there? I go, yeah, dude, this place has no soundproofing. It's a fucking big wooden box with no soundproofing. I've got the EQ completely fucking knocked out at 250 hertz on all the monitors and all the mains, because the 250 just goes fucking crazy. That's like the middle of a kick drum or the bottom of a bass. Dunk, 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 right? Like a wooden box. And they're like, they look at that main graphic EQ and they're like, why is all this notched out? I'm like, without it, it would sound like all night long. But like, if they would just put some soundproofing in this place, then, you know, they could book whoever they want. They're like, oh, we don't want to do soundproofing because then it would look like a studio. And I'm like, dude, you hang up pictures. You put pictures up, and that's your soundproofing. You just can't have all these flat walls everywhere. Like, sound treatment in live venues is a thing where venue owners go, well, I want it to look a certain way. And I go, man, that's nice, that's cool. But if it sounds like shit, it doesn't matter how good your venue looks. People are going to be like, this sounds terrible, let's go to another club. I was always trying to get on the front end of that kind of thing with the bands and say, look, if you crank up your guitar amp and fill this entire room with the guitar amp, we will never hear your singer all night long. You guys need to lean on the monitors. I could give you so much guitar that it's ripping your face off if you want. But if you do it to the crowd, it won't be through the mains. Because everybody sounds better if you just rely on the monitors and run it through the mains. And, you know, the folks that would say, okay, we're gonna do it your way. Let's see how it works out. By the end of the night, their fans are coming up saying, oh my god, they sound so good, they've never sounded so good, we fucking love this, we're gonna come back here from now on. And I'm just thinking, oh god, for me, that was like holding on for dear life all night on the edge of feedback on like fucking 7 different bands, just going, oh boy, this is it, I gotta sit here the whole night, I can't even go to the fucking bathroom, because if I do, that'll be the moment the whole system feedback will blow itself up. That place was so fucking hard to mix. I worked there for 7 years too. 7 years, 3 nights a week. Absolute craziness. Let's see, that's about, 52 weeks at 3 shows a week. Yeah, somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 shows a year. Maybe more, maybe less. 7 years of that. So a little over 1,000 shows. So by the time I stopped working there, I got pretty good at that venue. It's like, there were certain frequencies that were just, you know, you always had to have them notched out. You get like really loud metal bands that would come through with like really screechy guitar tones and really nasty cymbals and like screaming vocals. And while I might be a fan of that music personally, it was extremely hard to mix in a place like that. Like, everything would turn into squeals. A lot of times guitar players are like, I need to be able to feel my guitar tone, or I just can't play it right. And I'm like, I get you, bro. I'm a guitar player. I totally get you. Yep. Problem was they were trying to run all of that through like 1987 just trying to get it to the point where you can feel the bass and you can hear the singer. Everything else will just fill in around that. And if you do that, it wasn't loud. It sounded really good. There's a guy that I've been friends with for years named Stevie. Works at one of the other venues, still to this day. He came in there and mixed one show because the new owners were like, who the fuck's this Nate guy? We don't know who this is. We want to get Stevie from the other venue because we know who he is. And Stevie's like, walks into my booth. He's like, I don't know why the fuck I'm here, bro. Sorry. I'm like, yeah, no worries. I'll just stand by and help you out if you need it. By the end of that night, he said, I am never fucking mixing here again. How the fuck do you deal with this place? And I go, you know what, bro? I'm glad you said that. Because I thought it was shitty. I thought maybe it was me. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Or maybe the venue's shitty. I couldn't tell. He's like, no, this place is fucked up. They need all sorts of soundproofing. They need better speakers. I'm never working here again until they fix that shit. I'm like, interesting. And I didn't go tell the owner. I didn't tell anybody. I just kept that to myself. Because this is a guy that I know and respect because he's a good sound engineer at Dante's. I've been working there for like 30 years. And he was like, I can't do this. I can't do this room. I can't fucking work this way. I'm like, fuck, it really is that bad? And one of the guys that I look up to was like, no, fuck this shit. That's where I was like, okay, I guess I'm not bad. I'm like, here I am thinking, oh man, I'm fucking this up. Everybody's mad at me. Shit's feeding back all the time. Maybe I shouldn't work here anymore. But then get these folks come in and say, wow, the sound in here really sucks. How does this work out? And I just say, by not turning it up too loud. Use the use the sound of the room to your advantage instead of trying to overpower it and then try to knock all the frequencies out of it. It's a contained room, right? It wasn't even a very big room, so you just crank the music all the time, and then you just end up with a room full of competing sound waves. Cancels everything out. Makes it sound like shit in one spot. It sounds really good in another spot. It sounds completely different up next to the stage. Super, super inconsistent. They've got full-scale, full-range line array systems there now, so it's not a problem anymore. If they call me and ask me to do sound there now, I got no problem with that. They finally upgraded their shit after I quit working there for 3 years. Finally upgraded it. Probably because a long line of other engineers went in behind me and said, this sounds terrible. They go, oh yeah? It's probably just you. Get rid of that guy. Get another guy. And he's like, this sounds terrible. Oh yeah? It's probably just you. You get another guy in there. Oh, this sounds terrible. Oh, everybody keeps saying it sounds terrible. Maybe it's not the sound guys. Meanwhile, on the radio station, people are calling in saying, oh my god, this recording sounds amazing. And they're like, it's not a recording. It's live at the Boston Ballroom right now. Our friend Nate Hopkins on fuck, bro. I heard people call in on the radio station and say, it sounds so good. This is like a really great recording. Like, nope, it's live. You can go down to the venue right now. Oh man. Such a trip. Just years of thinking, oh man, I'm not very good at this. And then you get stuff like that where people go, actually, we can't believe you were able to fucking hold it together as long as you did. This is why when the new management came in and said, would you take $12 an hour? I said, no. Do you even know how much you guys are paying me right now? I charge those guys $700 a day. You know, and it's not like I was just like, I'm too rich and I'm too expensive. You know, it's the going rate for a 32 channel board in a ballroom with no sound treatment, with the sound booth outside the main room. Absolute craziness. having to know your reference it's beyond hardcore. Did that thing pop up yet? I haven't heard anything. Let's see, 35. It's been about 10 minutes. You said it's every 10 minutes, right, Agassi? Let's drive the Beamer. I like this car in this game. It's a lot of car for Brands Hatch, but it's a good combo. I'm still hopeful that the local classical station will decide that they want to hire me as a sound engineer. I've got an application into them and KXL News Radio, which is, you know, not my forte as far as like fun stuff to do, but you know, both those jobs are like $90,000 a year, so that'd be pretty sick. I could go for that. Classical station would be fucking great. I would dig that. They have a really supportive community because they don't run commercials. They have like sponsors, and every year they'll do this. What do you call it? A pledge drive, right? So instead of having commercials, just like a public radio station does a pledge drive every year. I've been watching or listening to All Classical. Go to allclassical.org. Listen to it anytime. It's also simulcasted on the internet. But our local classical station, which is on 89.9, I've been listening to them since I was a little kid. And my dad is an audiophile too. So we always had really nice speakers, big system, big sound system. And when he was tuning it up, he would always use their signal as like a baseline for getting a really clean setup on the EQ. Oh, I heard it. I heard it. How do you guys feel about the volume on that? All Classical has really good equipment and transmitters. So they have a really clean, loud signal. Like, it's not distorted, it's not overly compressed. You can get it easily pretty much anywhere in the state. So, like, the signal going in is clean. The signal through the board is clean. They don't do a lot of coloration on the EQ. They just, you know, it's classical music. You're not supposed to do a bunch of coloration. You just keep the EQ flat. Let the music do that for you. So if you're listening to cellos or basses or violins or whatever, that's the thing that's going to shift the frequencies one way or another. So setting a baseline tuning for your system on something like classical music allows you to run full dynamic range. So some parts are really quiet, and some parts are really loud, and you don't compress that. So if it's quiet, it's quiet. So at night, they'll run like much more quiet, old school classical. Like, you know, gentle pieces, things that are good to sleep to. And then during the day, like, they'll have different segments where they run like different styles, different volumes and stuff. Really fun to do that job. Finally feel like I could handle doing that job. After years and years at a soundboard, played in a lot of metal bands, but I do have a minor taste when it comes to music. Grew up listening to jazz and classical and stuff. My dad, he's got a pretty diverse taste. He liked Jimi Hendrix, but he wasn't really into a bunch of classic rock. I was more my uncle. You guys ever heard of the Edgar Winter Group? I'm sure you have. He's got a brother named Johnny Winter. All right, guys, it's been fun. Time for me to go take a dinner break. Izzy has started streaming just about 10 minutes ago, so this is perfect timing. We're going to raid into her, and I'll catch you guys later on there when we start doing some lobbies. Bye!